We're back here on National Geographic Weekend. I'm Boyd Matson. Time for our Wild Chronicles segment in which I share some stories of my own travels for National Geographic. This is a little story about preparing for a travel. I'm getting ready to go to the Central African Republic. I think I've mentioned this on the show before. In the Congo Basin. So if you look at the map put out by the World Health Organization of where various diseases are, and we do that here at Geographic before we head out on any trip. I went down yesterday to our nurse's office that we have here in the building. And that's why my upper left arm is really sore because I had to get a typhoid fever booster shot. They keep elaborate records. She brought out my file. In the years that I've been at Geographic, my file is almost 6 inches thick of all the things that have been done to me and for me, and preventative and sometimes after the fact when the prevention didn't work. So they keep accurate records of what shots we've had and vaccinations and if we needed an update. And to go to the Congo Basin, you've got to get your yellow fever. You have to take your yellow fever card to go in, or they'll give you a shot probably in the airport to let you into the country. I've had that happen in some countries. There's a little table set up. As you get off the plane, they're giving out yellow fever shots. I prefer to get mine here and take the card showing I've already had it. So anyway, I got my typhoid fever booster, and then I'm only going to be gone for 10 days, a short trip. And I looked at the World Health Organization map to see, and I already knew this. If you're going to the Congo Basin, you just know the map is solid as danger malaria. Malaria is everywhere in the Congo Basin, this mosquito-borne disease. And so I was thinking, well, should I take the pills? Because if you go so much, you don't want to take them all the time. But a short trip, I knew I was going to take them. And now I'm taking Malarone, which is a preventative for malaria. I used to take Lariam, very popular drug, but it gives you weird dreams, or at least gave me weird dreams, and most people I talk to, and you're up all night and have these bizarre nightmares. And the other is doxycycline, you can take, but that makes you very sensitive to sunlight. So I'm opting for my usual one-a-day Malarone tablets. In the old days, quinine, people took quinine to try to prevent malaria. And believe me, this is a big problem. 225 million cases of malaria a year in the world today. And it wipes out almost 800,000 people. Almost 800,000 people a year in here, the 21st century, die of malaria every year. So this is a serious problem. It gives you headache and fever. Those are the first symptoms. So you could have anything. You're not really sure in the beginning, but then it progresses and chills and puts you in a coma and even death in these worst-case scenarios. So I'm going to take something. I'm going to take my pills. But I was thinking, what about the good old days when they took quinine? I don't think it was quite as effective, but it gave you a great excuse to drink gin and tonics. So just as a double, I want you to know, just as a double precaution before this trip, I've got all my shots up to date. I'm going to be taking my Malarone in the Central African Republic, but I'm also thinking I need a daily dose, and I believe it's 3 a day you're required to take if you're doing gin and tonics. I think that's the requirement. We'll find out. And we'll find out if I can still make my way through the jungle, through the forest in the Central African Republic, and find the forest elephants, the lowland gorillas, and the pygmies we're looking for. I will bring you those stories when we return. But that wraps up the show for this time. Thanks for listening. I am Boyd Matson. This is National Geographic Weekend. Thanks to my producer, Ben Shaw. Be sure and join us next time for another radio